stretch to build diverse networks and experiences, and stretch our motivation. It's a tall order. While we don't have a silver bullet solution, we do have lots of suggestions that we've learned through trial and error, research, and experience. We wrote this book to address a less predictable future workplace, one in which you need to have options to realize your dreams. Barbara Mistick and Karie Willyerd met pursuing their own dreams of a doctorate in a program aimed at working executives and designed to bridge the worlds of scholarship and practice. It's funny to think of a doctorate degree as the last degree you'll earn, because it made us realize no one is ever finished learning. We met 15 years ago in Cleveland at Case Western Reserve University. We were surprised to discover that we both lived in the same Pittsburgh neighborhood. At the same time, Karie was working for a large multinational organization, and Barbara was sorting out the transition from entrepreneur to academic. It wasn't long before we were sharing rides and ideas. We discovered that we had a tremendous amount in common. We both had daughters. We both had dropped out of college on the first go-round, but persisted, succeeding as the first generation in our families to graduate college. Our lives would eventually become even more similar, as we both traversed across entrepreneurship, corporate and institutional roles, and academia. We struggled with work lives that were dramatically different from those of our parents, and were in search of preparation to succeed in new and shifting jobs. Interestingly, our research interests converged around how to help people grow. Because we became good friends, we also confided that as the doctoral program progressed, at times we felt in over our heads, and that we each were stretching to our limits. About a third of the people in our doctoral program dropped out, all successful, wonderful people. But together, we finished. Over the summers, we continued our research together by learning how to fly fish in the morning at beautiful locations and collaborating on research in the afternoon. Thus came the birth of Karie's Twitter handle, @Angler. What surprised us most in our research was how little insight the people we studied had about what had made their careers successful. Somehow, they just did it, connected the dots, asked for promotions, and succeeded in leadership positions. The data from our interviews with them told us that there wasn't just one way to succeed, but many. We were able to see patterns that form the basis of all our future work and of this book. Then last year, we had the opportunity to dig deeper on workplace trends in a massive global survey in collaboration with SAP and Oxford Economics. The hard data from our research uncovered a tremendous tension in the workplace. Respondents told us that their biggest concern about their jobs by far was that they would become obsolete at work. As scholar practitioners, we believed we could target this concern and bring meaningful insights and practical, evidence-based solutions. The advance of technology, rapid pace of change, threat of offshoring, and the memory of record unemployment rates have obviously left an impact. People told us they are worried their company or their industry is dying, and they might be at risk of layoffs, unemployment, or underemployment if they don't refresh their skills and their personal brand. The longer you are in the workplace, the more vulnerable you become to obsolescence in a constantly evolving job market. Suddenly, our years of research and experience in roles as entrepreneurs, academics, and business executives had us rethinking our ideas about how to help people grow. The result is this book, an essential guide to staying relevant and engaged in the workplace. We began with webinars and presentations to test our practices and sought inputs on blogs and from colleagues. We talked to heads of learning around the world and to some of the best thinkers in academia. From reviews of thousands of write-in comments and interviews, we found 3 recurring themes describing the realities of career aspirations. We call these the stretch imperatives. The fear of falling behind affects every age. Most of us feel our hands are tied when it comes to seeking alternatives to shape our future. We also know from Gallup that most of the global workforce report